when you're talking about a car like a Porsche 911, what does it mean to have a base model? The base model for the 911 is called the Carrera. It's not the Carrera S, it's just the Carrera. And I've always been curious what you get with a base model 911 because the price of these things has gone bonkers. I'm happy to report that this base Carrera is fantastic. So, base 911 2025, what is this, the 992.2? I always confuse that stuff. I'm not a Porsche maniac like the rest of the world, but every time I drive one, and I say this every time, I love these things. And I am extremely happy to report that the 911 Carrera is fantastic, except for one thing, which I will get to in a little bit. Exterior-wise, it's gorgeous. The hips look fantastic. This one is optioned with the staggered 20-21-inch wheel setup. This gray color, which is, relatively plain, but just looks silver Porsche is a great color for a Porsche. Just the quad headlight thing that they do that mimics the race cars, love it. It just looks fantastic on the outside. It's instantly recognizable, and that works well for the 911. Slide inside, the interior is fantastic. The steering wheel always feels perfect in my hand. The seats are super comfortable. Everything is nice and easy to use. I've got CarPlay up here wirelessly. There's a charger for your wireless charger for your phone. This has the drive mode selector, so you put it in Sport Plus right away as soon as you get in. And then you can let the gearbox do its own thing, or you can shift it yourself, and it's an 8-speed PDK, so it's excellent. It's the best automatic gearbox in the game. Driving dynamics wise, what the Carrera has out back is the twin turbocharged 3-liter Boxer 6. Here it makes 388 horsepower and like 320 something torque. I'll put the exact number up. I literally just read it and I already forgot it. Horsepower's up at like 6,000 plus, so peak horsepower, so just downshift and stay up there because that's where the sound gets better. And the sound of these has grown on me. I know when they first started adding the turbos to the non-turbo models, there was like, they sound like lawnmowers. It sounds good back there. They've worked it out. I like the noise. Power delivery is great. There's no turbo lag to speak of. The gearbox I said is fantastic. And then just rear-wheel drive, wonderful driving dynamics are always a joy. The larger wheel and tire package probably doesn't hurt either. I'm a huge fan of this car. Now, I said there's a problem. The problem for me is that the price of a base 911 has risen to now start at $120,000. That's where you enter the door. You open the door for the 911 and it's immediately 120 grand. That's a lot. Everyone I've said that to who's asked me about the car, they go, I remember when that was Turbo S money. That's literally, I heard that 4 times talking to people and they're not wrong. Even though Turbo S's they haven't been paying attention. Turbo S's have rocketed to the moon price-wise. I have to look where I'm going because I'm on the 243, which is one of my favorite roads in California. I just got to Idlewild and I have to find my way to the 74. We're taking the long way home. Just drove the Ram RHO out in Johnson Valley. This is more fun than being on the 10 to the 15 to the 91 to the 2.
Shit, get back on San Vicente, take it to the 10, then switch over to the 405 North and let it dump you out into Mulholland where you belong.
So, these start at 120. As tested, 148. And this shadow's killing me right now. Sorry about that. 148. About $148,000 for a base 911 Carrera with options. That silver paint I mentioned, which does look nice, but it's just silver. It's like $3 grand extra. This interior, this chalk interior, couple $1,000s extra. The staggered wheel setup, a couple $1,000s extra. And then there's like a something to make your life easier package with lane keep assist and shit like that, which I would not get that anyway. I turned it off as soon as I got in the car. So, Porsche pricing, we've always known it's been crazy with regard to optioning these things. But now just to get in the door of the 911, you have to spend so much money. Granted, the cars you're getting are better than ever. These are the best, the 911 gets better every year. This is the greatest version of the 911. You know, you can say your reasons for loving the older stuff, and I totally get it, but like functionally, dynamically, performance-wise, this is the best of the 911s. They just get better every year. And this thing is just, it rips. 0 to 60 is under 4. With launch control, it's like 3.7. Quarter mile, just over 12. Top speed of like 180 or something. Like, so like tons of Porsche performance without jumping to more letters on the back of your car. Without jumping to now hybridized GTS, which starts at like 150. And then, you know, GT3 turbos, or the new 911 Carrera T, which is in the 140s to start. And that's the problem when you talk 911. You talk to start, they never finish there. They start there, they never finish there. When I saw this was 120 to start and 148 as tested, it blew my mind a little bit. And it makes me a little bit sad because as you get older and you make more money perhaps through life, you know, now I own a home and I own a few shitbox cars. And maybe back in the day, that would have had me in position, if I got rid of the shitbox cars, maybe I could think about buying a certified pre-owned 911, you know, who knows? But even owning a home in Orange County, which is not a cheap place to own a home.
Next on the Californians.
I cannot afford a 911 responsibly. You know, I'm sure I could move things around. I don't know, maybe not. Oh, spider. But no, what am I talking about? Like, it's just, that's such an expensive payment. I would have to be like, hey, family, we're not eating anymore, and there's no more college fund and for the kiddo. And, but irresponsibly, I could afford one. Irresponsibly, I could afford one. But again, the base with no options. And that's a bit sad. And it's not like these things are depreciating off a cliff on the used market either. So, you know, what the hell are you going to do? That said, the price hurts my heart. The performance of the car warms my soul because it is a joy to drive. The steering feel is fantastic. The brakes respond exactly as you hope and want them to. It's like braking downhill into a right turn. Anytime you're braking downhill into a corner, you know, you're like, hey, let's hope the brakes are there. And of course they're there. It's a 911. Of course they're there. The grip from the tires is fantastic. The seat is exceptionally comfortable. I mean, logging hours in a car like this and logging miles, it doesn't get tiring. You're just happy to be here the whole time. It's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah, I'm happy I got to experience a base Carrera. I wish I could be blind to the price, but I cannot. This car is fantastic. The price sucks, but that is life. And they will have no problem moving these models and the models above it.